Hello! This video is part of a series where I read over old issues of my comic Hellgate and give some commentary. Hellgate started in 2003 when I was 15 and ran till 2009. You can read it for free at jaegercomics.com. This footage was captured from my streams over at twitch.tv/Jaeger_comics. So, this is Battle 26 Bloodlust from 2007. Last time on Hellgate, Battle 25 Beyond All Expectations, Neil, Demonic God, and a penguin are all trapped in the gym. Meanwhile, the Demon King sends demons out to spread destruction across the globe. Jesse, Jessica, and Courtney go out to fight the demons, and Jesse meets a demon named Aku. Finally, Neil was able to break out of the gym and is now on his way to help his friends. So yeah, last time it was Neil trapped inside the gym, but he got out, essentially, and a big lore dump. So now we here in this damaged city, the Demon King atop a skyscraper. What is this uneasy feeling I have? Could Neil and God have escaped? Impossible. I'll just sit back and enjoy the show. Down below we have Aku. Where have you gone? Do you fear for your life, Jesse Hones? Uh-oh. Damn. I have to stop the bleeding. So I see the day passes, the sun passes through the sky. How's it feel? Better. Thanks. Then you got Courtney and this new girl that Jesse saved in the previous issue. They are really close there. You guys travel around with the Demon Slayer, Neil, right? Yeah. So where is he? Is he coming? He'll save us, right? She's right. Where are you, Neil? Neil is gone. He can never return. Aku! Stay down! Pushes him over. You're injured, Jesse. Let us handle this. Pointless. Die. Swings his arm down with that big old sword of his. Boom, 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 boom! What? If he's free, that means God is free too. How could this happen? There's a little error on this page. I'll talk about that in the commentary. Calm down. It's time to use her. Neil! At last, an enemy that can actually harm me. This will be my greatest battle ever. Stop! The Demon King's orders are for me to fight Neil. Then the eye on the sword closes. The sword shrunk. He just kind of walks away. No puff of smoke? No teleportation? He just walks away? Zark? Worry not, my lover. You will fight me. Dum, bum, 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 bum. Kelly? But I thought Neil killed you. He did. There's a flashback to when that happened. Do you see this? The same thing that was on Mike Olive. Close. The demon on Mike latches onto something living and controls it. The demon on me latches onto a dead soul and gives it a body and demonic power. Damn you, Kelly, for what you did to Neil. Perfect. Neil won't be able to slay me. He still can't forgive himself for killing me. Neil, you don't still love Kelly, do you? Are you crying again, Neil? Oh, that is not crying. Shock, shock, and delight. You put me through hell! Die! Bam, he just puts his arm through her whole torso. And then it regenerates. Because notice, he dropped the sword. That wasn't the sword. That was just his bare hand. So much pain. Without using his sword, he can't kill me, but I think I'd rather be dead than put up with this. Perfect. And then all of a sudden, splurt. Neil, why is he gushing out blood? Grabs her arm, rips her arm off. Consumed with rage, Neil's demonic energy is too much for his body to handle. It's killing him. Then the Jaeger sword cracks. The sword cracked. The more Neil forgets about his human self, the weaker the sword will become. So weak it will break under pressure of its own demonic energy. When that happens, Neil will become unstable and self-destruct. The explosion will rival the meteor that took out the dinosaurs. Neil. So close. And then the sword shatters. It's over. Neil starts to go super critical. Starts to, oh, not that. Starts to vomit up blood. Then a bat thud gets dropped. Neil! Please, Neil, change back. Fight to protect, not for hate. Neil slowly changes back. I'm sorry for worrying you. That girl is amazing. He's weaker now. Neil calls to his sword. Courtney, I've decided. I won't fight because I hate Kelly. I'll fight because I love you. To be continued. So we got something special here. This is a drawing. I guess I'll kind of mix commentary into this part here. This is a drawing of Sonic the Hedgehog. I sketched it by hand, and then I scanned it into the computer, and then I colored it with Microsoft Paint and a mouse. And this is the very first piece of digital art I ever made. First fully finished piece, besides, I don't know, just dicking around in Microsoft Paint. This was the first finished piece I made. I was so proud of it. This was 1999 when I made this. And I printed out copies. This was middle school, and I gave one to my art teacher. This one girl didn't believe me when I said that I made it because she said it because I guess it looks too good, which is funny now when I look at it. I also like that for some reason I kind of got his cuff a bit off, and for some reason I colored that blue as if I didn't realize that was his sock, and that doesn't make sense. But this particular, this was around the time when my grandma passed away. He's the fast guy, right? Yes. This is around the time when my grandma passed away, and I know because basically I lost a file of this a long time ago, but when my grandma passed away, I found this framed in her house. So I decided to put it into the issue of Hellgate because I just thought it was really interesting to see, like, my first piece of digital artwork ever. But yeah, caption here. As my readers may have noticed, each and every Hellgate cover is colored on the computer, though this issue's cover has a little less color than usual. And over the 4 years Hellgate has been made, I've gotten better at it and have learned quite a few tricks. If you'd like to see how far I've gotten, take a look at the next page where you will see the newest Hellgate cover. Then look at the picture below. This drawing of Sonic the Hedgehog was the very first think I ever colored on the computer. I didn't even know the term digital art back then. I just called it coloring on the computer. Not I made digital art in Microsoft Paint. It's kind of funny. Anyway, next time on Hellgate, Battle 27 Love's True Form. The fight between Neil and Kelly continues, but Neil is having trouble controlling his new powers. Is the new form a great new power or a useless flop? Next time we begin the Green Flame issues. All right, so commentary. So yeah, this cover, obviously I did not fully color it. Most of it's still in the pencil sketch because I just felt like it looked good like that. It just, you kind of got the rawness. I felt like if I went over it in Microsoft Paint, I wouldn't actually be improving on it. So I kind of left it sketchy like that, and I still stand by that decision. Anyway, so we open up to the Demon King just kind of watching over the destruction. Then we see, yeah, we didn't see this part of the fight. We didn't see this part of the fight. It kind of happened in between issues, but it seems that Jesse is not doing well against Aku and has lost an arm. So, yeah, thankfully, Jessica has nursing abilities. This girl, Amanda, is still with them. This is awkward. Like, get your faces shouldn't be that close with this shit. I don't know. That looks way more intimate than it should. And I still really like, well, I like this shot up here with the eyes. I think that still kind of holds the shock on everyone's face. And then this here, like, that's a surprisingly good pose for back then for me. I think it really shows, like, you know, getting in there with the quick block. I really like how that came out. And so here's the mistake here. The Demon King has his hand back. He shouldn't have a hand here. I just forgot that hand should be missing. Yeah, he shouldn't have his hand here because that's it was cut off by Neil, and that's not going to regenerate. I do address a change for that later, but right here, yeah, that shouldn't be there. That's the only time I made that mistake. And here I show how the Demon Greatsword, when its eye closes, it goes small and turns into like a pendant. That actually is going to come up in the current issue of Heaven Gate. And then here we have the return of Kelly. So her soul is being possessed by a demon that's latched onto her neck. You can see it attached to her neck there. She gets some markings, pointed ears, fangs, some demon wings. You can actually see here she still bears the mark on her stomach of where she was stabbed. Like that's kind of a mark on her soul. She's got this weird semi-Asian outfit. I don't know. I do kind of like this slow zoom in on Neil's realization. And here I just explained that it's a demon that's very similar to the one that was possessing Mike. Boobs. Ghost boobs. You know, spirit boobs. It's fine. Nondescript boobs. Yeah, and then we have Neil go into like a very his demonic form plus. His hair is a little bit wilder. His eyes are more narrow. He's got pointed ears. That's not usually part of his demonic form. And he gets big, though you can't really tell that yet. We'll get to that. But you can kind of tell here in his relation to Kelly that he's much bigger, but it's not as obvious. And again, I'll get to that. But yeah, whenever a demon is harmed without using the Hedgehog sword, that can heal. And here I show, yeah, even if you just rip the torso apart, that's still going to heal. So you can see like the blood coming out, connecting the limbs, and then like the muscle tissue and, you know, the fatty part of the breasts, and then the skin. And it's not really, I decided obviously she'd be completely topless after a hit like that. So I just decided that in her demon form, she's got these weird markings over her breasts. So, you know, it's not quite the same as seeing fully nude breasts, even though it kind of is, but it's weird the way our mind works. So she says flame titties. And then here, basically, Neil's ripping apart at the seams. Blood coming out of every crease on his musculature and out his ears, nose, and mouth. This is a very brutal issue. He's ripping her arm off. I had absolutely no sensitivity when it came to like violence. I was just like, ah. As we can see, Hippo's still here. Skipped it. There we go. We haven't named him yet. He's still just the penguin. But I showed that he has tagged along with Neil after escaping the gym. And this is a good angle. I think that kind of, you know, it's a bit of an upward angle. That's kind of ambitious for me at the time. Probably still ambitious for me now. You can also see that Courtney has like a scar too from where she got hurt. And the sword breaks. Once again, I inverted the frame here. And I inverted this frame here. And here's where you really get a feel for how big Neil had gotten. And yeah, multiple people, I remember, especially when it first came out, were like, whoa, he's big. Like, they were all so shocked. And this is the second time that Courtney's voice, embrace, affection has brought Neil back from the brink. And then the sword heals itself. It has these new strange markings on it. It's much bigger now. Neil's hair, I imagine it kind of growing up, straight up at first. Because I remember trying to imagine what the transition between this form would be. And I could never think about it just like, you know, flowing down. That always didn't make enough sense to me. So instead, I like the idea of it just going straight up and kind of be alarming at first. Like, oh God, is that what he's going to look like? But then eventually just gives way and just falls back. And I show that a bit better in future transformations. But yeah, and that's where we leave off, is Neil in this strange new form. I talked about this, and then we can see that new form in a bit of color. And we'll learn more about it next time. And we have now finished the blue flame issues. Now we just have the green flame issues and the black flame issue. There we go. That was Battle 26, Bloodlust. Thank you for that, Redeem, Lord of Kirby. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked this video, make sure you hit the like button, and I'd love to read your comments below. And make sure you're subscribed so you know when the next comic goes up. Also, check the description for a playlist of any readings you may have already missed. And if you'd like to read ahead, all of these comics are free on my website, YagerComics.com. Bye!